Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Give me 1 second. I'm turning my lights on. I had to go get some coffee in the kitchen. I was listening to a lady who is out here doing the Lord's work, and she is sitting and reading a book that I don't think I could get through on my own if it wasn't for her extending her hands of grace and mercy on all of our brains by reading to us and giving her commentary. She's awesome. Guys, it is not your imagination. It is Members and Mods Day, and I did back to back Members and Mods yesterday. Room 6, Mrs. Allen, they're waiting for you, okay, hon? Um, so I realized I hadn't put it on members this morning when I set this live up. So my apologies, guys. Tomorrow we'll do members and mods tomorrow, okay? So I apologize. My bad, guys. Uh, I got you. Um, but it's subscribers. You got to be a subscriber to be up in this chat. Um, so that's that on that. Um, okay, here we go. Let's see. Good morning, guys. I said let me show face. Let me try and show face all the way up to Christmas. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Every morning I am not dressed. My thing is blowing out. It's fine. So pretty too, but you guys can't see it. Um, Is that a vibe? Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Bougie Gang Gang and this thing. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Fresh from the carpool. Good morning, guys. I did post a video this morning at 7. I posted one late last night. No, we did not get out of the car. I'm probably talking about this one too many times, but somebody says, "Do you get out the car? Like, do you vlog only in your car? Like, are you a car vlogger?" And if I was, and I do, no, I'm just kidding. To Miss Rochelle, and I do. When Dee said, "You follow me to every single panel," and the lady, Miss Rochelle, said, "And I do." I think that was her, and that tickles me every time. I thought that was so funny. Um, Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Is it night? Is it NIYXO? Nye NIXO or Nye Love and Hugs or something? I'm sorry. Camilla, Jupi, Peach Tea and Candles. Peach Tea and Candles, did you get where you needed to go last night with the link I sent you? So there's a lady out here doing the Lord's work, guys. If you are challenged with reading Calma, every time I think of the name Calma, I think of Mama Joyce. Okay. Another infamous mommy out here on these streets. Calma. When she used to say Carmen, Calma. You're welcome. You're welcome. So Calma, there is a lady out here who is amazed, and she read it and she did her commentary. She was drinking Red Bull and Remy, and girl, I love it. I love her and her channel. I'm going to link the video down below. I believe it probably falls under fair use just because she is doing commentary along with, and I don't know, not my situation, but she does a wonderful commentary as she is going through some selections of the text. Okay. Very interesting, but it was a read along, and now I have some notes on chapter 1. um she so I will put that down in the comments for you guys, so you guys can check her out if you hadn't found it. It's got over 10,000 views, so maybe y'all have seen it. I know I've clicked into it several times. So, you know what I'm saying? But she's gotten a ton of views. So it's quite possible. I would imagine, not everyone has 2 hours to sit and listen to the whole thing, 2.5. But amen. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate that. I will make sure to let me get the link right now, and I will put it. Uh, did I Bluetooth in? No, not yet. Um, just a couple of quick announcements. Hello to everyone. First in the chat, I hope I can see you. I don't know if I can. Where's my timestamp toggles? Hold on. Sometimes my timestamps just drop off. Right now, I'm looking at Rose of Sharon, um, Delightful Scorpio, Darling Nikki. That might not be the top, so um, let me see if it'll take me up further. 804, Mary Blue. It's not taking me up further. Mary Blue, Latoy, um, Miss Blue. Rose of Sharon, Victoria Love. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, ladies. So my bad, guys. It's one of these mornings. So go ahead though, if you don't mind, go ahead, hit that like button for me. Let's go ahead and add to this wonderful Monday morning energy. And let's get talking about Kiki from Camel Toe Road. Camel Toe Road and damn Fugazi Road. Girl, silly, 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 silly stuff going on. And Keisha is telling her story one more time. She's telling this story again. It's funny because this she has no shame in her game of retelling this story over and 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 over again. Mastermind, yes, I'm in the car too. Yeah. I someone commented on my vlog channel to ask me, do I only vlog in my car or do you some kind of way. It wasn't I didn't take it as rude, but it did just kind of like, well, you must not watch my channel. But the whole video was in the car and you know, right now that's just the season I'm in, and that's what I talked about in the car this morning on my way dropping off and returning back to the house. This is the season. So sometimes, we are in a pandemic. I don't go very many places and I don't vlog all around my house. And it's not just because I don't vlog all around my house. It's just sometimes I just don't have anything to say as I am navigating around this house because also I have to be decent and, if I'm not dressed or I'm not doing what I think I feel like I need to be doing, um, it's not I'm not giving and y'all won't be getting at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because girl, um Double H, good morning. Anisha, Vicky, Erica, Jessica, Rose of Sharon, Kitten Zombie. Good morning to all my ladies. Good morning, Bougie Gang, Miss Brader's Life. They did me. It's just a single all the way through, not a double row, which I'm kind of glad because I don't like double row. I would have gotten individuals, but love you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Jessica must be a off teacher work day. Um, Pineapples. Hey, boo boo. Good morning. Moving in silence. Ms. T. Lou, Jupi. I think I said Vicky Holiday. How are you, hun? Camilla. Um, let's see. Vicky, Latoy, Jupi. Erica. Good morning, hon. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to those of you out in the bushes supporting. I know you're out here. I can feel your presence. I know a lot of you ladies are busy. Coco D, good morning. Scorpion Queen, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Vicky Love. Good morning. Um, all of you. Okay. Delightful Scorpio, darling Nikki. I think I said hi to you earlier. Good morning, Anisha. I think I'm repeating names now, but good morning to everyone. Thank you for coming in. Love of all things beautiful, lover of all things beautiful. Good morning. Um, Shay, Sandy, good morning. Between the yeah, she was in a tizzy. She was typing fast or she was dictating and she did not clearly use an editor. Um, oh my God, can you believe it? She's almost my height. She's 5'2". So, yeah, she's getting up there. It's incredible. Um, I never I'm not gonna say I never thought we would get to this point because obviously we were gonna get to this point. However, um, I'm just so grateful. You know how some people are like, "Oh, I want my kid to stop growing. I want them to stay." I never put that on her because God only knows when you ask for things a certain way. Sometimes He will answer your prayers. So I never do that. I am grateful for every milestone and every kind of awareness that I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." I'm ready for us to go on a mom and daughter trip. I'm ready for us to go have a coffee, which we do that sometimes, but I mean like maybe go to a nice place and have a drink, as mommy and daughter grown-ups. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready for all of it. So I'm very grateful for the progression and the growth and who she's becoming as a young lady. So thank you, Miss Drew. I know you've had that experience many times having daughters, and I can only give you like, oh my God, like girl, 4 daughters. I think you have 4 daughters, but yeah, girl, a lot. One is a lot. Um, I didn't realize that I was such a handful as a child, but it's pretty amazing raising your own daughter and your own daughter. And it is kind of a smack in the face with like, did I do that? Okay. It's amazing, Vicky. It's look, whatever you get, it's going to be a blessing. A son is going to teach you something, just like a daughter is going to teach you something. So just take it, take it, because that's what you get is what you need, right? And that's what you'll be blessed with. So yeah, I love you too, Miss True. Miss True is amazing. Nisi, if you're out there listening, good morning, guys. Nisi is back. If you have not checked out her channel, Nisi's back. She's back on some Nisi the mom, not Nisi the slow roaster. I mean, if she needs to come out the bushes to do that, I'm sure she will. But she came out last week. She had 2 lives and she let everybody know what is going on. So if you're not subscribed, thank you so much, Delightful Scorpio. You're such a sweetheart. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Never Us, Them. Good morning, Stacy, Ivy, Shay. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Um, so yeah, all of us ladies, whether you're a boy mom or not, someone experienced you growing up. So, girl, just imagine now if you're not a girl mom, what that was probably like, and that's what us girl moms are experiencing, right? So anyway, um, who's live? Very interesting live. Um, so two John. Okay, so let's. I don't know if there was another live last night. If Keisha were live, who is on the chopping block this morning? We're talking Keisha. We're talking Karma. Karma. Okay. That's the name of her book, and it's called
Bluetooth
Karma.
connected.
And I'm saying it like Mama Joyce. Okay. Um, so this is the third book. Keisha put out Cue the Relations. Then there is her mothering book. And then now there is Karma. She also does have some affirmations and she has a caption book. So Keisha is somewhat of a authoress, okay? I guess that would count for 5 self-published publications. And girl, um following the YouTube suit of books. Hold on, let me get this. Oh, another one who is on the Fuck Shit Express this morning, Erica and White. Erica, Loved by Erica, has a book, and it's actually a book. Um, so don't forget that's our selection of the book club, and we will be talking about that on Saturday. And she showed her baby bump off last night, and she says she's 3 months. Okay. Okay, if that's girl. She says she's keeping to herself her weeks, all of that, because people are going to come up with their own narrative, and she doesn't need anybody talking about, because her babies come early anyway. She sounded like she was doing old Phaedra Parks or My Jazzy Life. Her babies come early anyway, and nobody needs to have their own stories about what she's got going on, and yeah, da, 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 because girl, the streets are talking that old old Damien Cryer is the daddy. Let me speak on this really, really quick, and then we're gonna jump into Keisha. So there is some video. I was watching another a reactor who had some footage of Mucker, Rick and Mucker and Janelle, the lady who he was his sneaky link when he was dating Erica. And he stated in that video, he had done a video kind of like a tell all about what was going on, about how him and Erica got together, and when they were together, that he was supposed to have broken up with this lady and he didn't, and he was still seeing her. And then to add insult to injury, after he was found out by Erica and was supposed to cut things off, he still took this lady out to dinner. Where there's some footage of him taking her out to dinner and her blowing out the candles on her dessert at the restaurant. I don't know if she took the footage. I'm assuming she did, because that's what it sounded like. I will link that video down below too. So interesting to see what we already knew, that Rick and Mucker had talked about, basically not being innocent in the whole thing with his relationship with Erica falling apart. But at the end of the day, this is not new news. We already knew Rickon was cheating. We knew that he was never really loyal to Erica. And no matter what the situation is, he told her to get rid of the baby and she's decided not to. Now, Is it because why? We don't know. She says that that's just not what she's gonna do. And I think at the time she was already 6 weeks, and it's just, girl, it's her decision, it's her body, and he said he was gonna have nothing to do, and I don't know if he meant nothing to do with the baby or nothing to do with the pregnancy, until he verifies that that's his kid, because there was enough going on, as commented by Rickon and Latoya, between the 2 people that they were individually dating, that they thought that something was up, right? So, that's where we are with that. Um and for any, I will send a note into the book club so that we can have a conversation about this book. We might talk a little bit more about Keisha, but we'll probably talk about Keisha in open forum. Stick with the book. Um, and then we've got this other book. But like I said, there's a lady out here doing the Lord's work. She narrated and did commentary. She did commentary and also came from the text. Hi, Mimi. Hey, Leo. Hello. How are you? Hi, Nubian Empress. Good morning. So this is kind of what I observed from the talk this morning. Um, she was doing her commentary, and I just kind of reported what I thought seemed important to me. Um, she pretty much sticks with the text for the most part, but then sometimes she'll break in with some of her own commentary, or just kind of almost what you're thinking at the time. Oops, let me know. Okay, so I can see the chat. Wow, that's tough. Okay, are her books in the same category as her books? A little bit. It's not as bad. She actually seemed to have had, even though maybe she's self-published, she clearly used some sort of publishing house, because you can buy her book on Amazon. So, it's like a legit. She went through, maybe it's tapwriting.com. Okay, and maybe, you never know. Maybe they have ghostwriters for you. Erica N. White graduated from Kennard High School when she was only in the 11th grade. Uh, what does that mean? She was accelerated to where she got to skip senior year when she was only in the 11th grade. Okay. Well, the writing's not great. Years later, she joined the police academy and became the first African American police officer to work in Silsbee, Texas. While travels White travels the country as a public speaker and workshop facilitator, encouraging women and young girls using Christian principles. She currently resides in the big state of Texas, or how about she still resides in her home state of Texas with her son, Camden L. Robin. Okay. Connect with the author at ericawhite.com. And for book signings and speaking requests, Erica N. White at yahoo.com. I have emailed her and she has not answered. I'd first like to thank God. He put me in situations that I didn't understand at first, and this alone encouraged me to walk in my purpose. He also blessed me with a handsome son by the name of Camden L. Robin, whom I want to thank next. If it wasn't for my son, I wouldn't have any motivation or strength. Wow. What a responsibility. What a responsibility you've placed on a small child. Everything that I do is for him. He's the one who wiped my tears away. He's the one who wiped away my tears when I was forced to hold them back, but they fell down my face anyway. Camden is also my biggest supporter, and he's only 6 years old. He tells me every day that he loves me and that you can do it, mommy. My goodness, this kid is going to be running when he turns 18. Like, can I have a life now? By the grace of God, I won't stop until I reach the stars. Lastly, so she's confirming her ambition. She's quite the ambitious woman. Lastly, I want to thank everyone who came into my life, even if it was for a reason. Wow, the writing's horrible. And the first chapter is no better, but this is clearly, I think she may have used some sort of a ghostwriter, because the writing is a little bit better and there's actual like grammatical punctuations and things like that. I learned so much while while you were a part of my life and learned even more when you left. The shade. Okay. Thank you. That's her final acknowledgement. Okay. Olivia Pope. Boo boo, baby. Good morning. I'm stuck on graduating early to be a cop. Interesting. Okay. Maybe just go do like a 3 year in the military or something. I don't know. We're gonna learn. We're gonna learn. Okay. Um, oh, okay. Keisha. Okay, this is what I gleaned from chapter one. Okay, we're not gonna go through the whole thing because I'm going to share the lady, her name, the blackout tea. Okay. She does commentary, Keisha Live. Um, so check her out. I haven't watched a lot of her videos. I came to her channel through this. I'm watching it. I like she's very spunky, she's very sassy, and I like her commentary so far. Um, I definitely appreciate her for doing something that I could not do. Okay. Oh, okay. Um, all right, Jeremy. So Keisha wrote this book. It's called Karma, right? She released it last week. She says she broke the internet. Um, This woman has delusions of grandeur. That's one thing. That's one of my observations. She goes on to continue to talk about Jeremy operating outside of the obligation of our union. That was one thing that I had to copy down like verbatim. Obligation of our union. What union? The sex? You guys were boyfriend and girlfriend. That's no obligation. Obligations come in when you stand up and have a marriage. There's no obligation in a boyfriend. There's not even, I mean, these days it's 2021. I hate to say it. There's not even obligations in parents. There are people who do not even bother to want to even take care of their kids. Like they just like, oh, okay, yeah, well, this isn't working for me. So, or, we have monetized childbirth, so, look, all due respect to anyone who has had surrogates or anything like that, but at the end of the day, when you can start putting a price tag on something, it cheapens it some, okay? I'm not saying it cheapens the experience or it doesn't validate your motherhood or anything like that. That's not the topic we're talking about at the moment. But when you put a price tag on things, um, it cheapens it. And this woman has cheapened her relationship with this man over and over and over again. Not to say that it was so serious, but at the end of the day, she says that he operated outside of the obligation of their union. And what union is this? I'm asking because, girl, it doesn't even make any sense to me. She is serious, Pineapple. She is serious. This chick is delusional. Okay, period. And I just want to set the record straight. There's people out here who want to run with some sort of narrative that I am obsessed with Keisha. For what? I am obsessed with uh nothing, really and truly. I'm not even obsessed with this channel. I'm not even obsessed with posting every day. At the end of the day, I'm doing something that maybe you just don't understand, which is making a commitment to myself and sticking to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the first time I've heard this, and it won't be the last. People oftentimes have to question things they don't understand. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. If it seems like obsession to you, okay, you know what I mean? What people think doesn't necessarily, bother me. It's just I'm just setting the record straight. Find a better adjective because obsession is not what it is. Um, Me coming to the internet on a daily is not to speak about one person. It's about to speak about mommies who are into the fuck shit and the foolishness on these YouTube streets that I find amusing. That's the main crux of what I do on this channel is to separate the real from the fake and the buffoonery on these YouTube streets and just to talk about it. And if okay, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. And, if your opinion is obsession, okay. Moving on. Anywho, um, I don't know what obligation of what union she's talking about, but there's no obligation. The man is a single man who is in a relationship where he is being bought lock, stock, and barrel by a girlfriend who is throwing money at him and making it very difficult for him to be a man and make his own decisions. So, not oh pity party for Jeremy, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. If he, sometimes you have to realize, and this is any of you out here, if if you can be bought, just understand you're the one who has to look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? If you are not happy with what you have going on, but you can't step away from the money, you can't step away from a lifestyle, you can't step away from what that money or that status brings you, it's 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 your fault too. Okay? Thank you, Olivia. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just got it done. And it actually really just stopped hurting. It's been painful. Okay. Um, so why does everyone think they're authors all of a sudden? Um, excellent question. Great question. Money, feeling like they want to tell their story. I mean, this is being an author. I mean, if digital and video is your format, you can tell it just as much as you tell it in a book. But it is a opportunity. But keep in mind, we will have a written record now of what you've said, and we do, and we do. Okay, and I do. Okay. Um. So I question this union. This woman thinks her relationship with Jeremy is somewhat of like a marriage, and it's not. It's not. Um, boyfriend and girlfriend. The one time. Okay, for the one time. Um, okay, union, ridiculous. She goes into chapter 1 to me was about her setting the groundwork for basically a overview, kind of like a top coat of um if we're using nail shop, she's putting on the finishing, the edge control. She is laying that wig of the storyline of how Ashley really did her wrong. And if I have to hear about that damn care package one more time, I am so sick and tired of hearing about as fucking B. Smith or Martha Damn Stewart. This chick thinks that she sprout angel wings by putting together a gift basket. This woman just had a baby and just came to your house and is telling you she's on hard times and Jeremy's not helping take care of his baby and you give her a gift basket? What the fuck are you? Stepper wife? She wants money. She wants a signed birth certificate. She wants a man who is going to interact with his son. She doesn't need a damn gift basket. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? That's so silly and stupid. Okay? That's dumb. I'm tired of hearing about this damn gift basket. Keisha wears her misery like a badge of honor. She does this have Adidas on it? She wears her misery like I've got this Adidas patch on my jacket. It's like any of you in high school who read The Scarlet Letter and she's got the A on her chest, she's got the M like for martyr or mother or, you know, she's ego driven. She is the definite. Now, I know people say narcissism. I'm just not convinced that it's narcissism. And maybe there's some narcissistic qualities here, but I do see a very inflated ego driven person. She reminds me of all of you who read the story of Macbeth, William Shakespeare, and you have Macbeth and you have Lady Macbeth. And Lady Macbeth drove Macbeth, he wanted to be king, right? And they did what they had to do to make that happen. And it was, his wife conjured up a plan, a plot and a plan, and they were going to get where they needed to go by hook or by crook, right? And it wasn't fated, right? The witches told him how to do it, but there was also going to be some consequences, right? And when I watch and listen to Keisha sometimes, I think about Macbeth because it's really this woman's ambition may be her downfall. You know what I'm saying? She says that people are wishing on her downfall. Honey, baby, what you are doing is sealing your own fate. I suggest as a theater major, you might want to read some of the great plays of the of the last few centuries. I don't know what they had you reading in at Spelman, but you might want to read some of the classics that revolve around people with way too much ambition, way too much spite, way too much anger, because oftentimes these stories don't turn out for the good if that is the ultimate driver in their life. And this woman operates from such a victim mentality out the gate. It's very, very, very kind of, even the person whose channel I was watching, the Blackout Tea, she even said, "Ashley, girl, you need to watch it because this she's got a lot of hate. She's got a lot of hate. She's gonna tell you all of the love she has and all of the grace and all of the this and all of the that. No, that's what she says, but the subtext is pissed, okay, angry. Um, oh, she has no concept of what marriage is, and to my recollection, I could be wrong. I don't think her parents were ever married, right? I don't know if her dad is now married. I don't know if her mother is actually married, if that's just like her husband. Um, Keisha thinks she can buy. Yeah, no. I mean, you can buy loyalty, but that's called an employee. That's not called a husband. Okay. She's gonna end up with a marriage like Monique and Sydney. Okay. Okay. So she keeps talking about this care package. I'm done hearing about the care package. She does discuss Ashley, the mother of the child. I'm just wondering, when she talked about these contracts, are you talking about release forms? Like, did you have to pay people to write this stuff? Because at the end of the day, um, I don't know that I would have signed off on you talking about me in yet another book. So when you're saying contracts, are you saying release? Did you get a release to discuss this matter again? And did the release signature come with a payout? Because I don't understand how you got people to sign these contracts um, when they didn't have to. And your words are so inflammatory. I don't even understand how this is going on. Um, this is just a mess. Ashley needs to probably put a restraining order, absolutely, or even just ask for some sort of, in the custody agreement. If they can, she can get a signature, and they do decide to do a mediation for custody, she needs to put something in there also that's attached to Keisha and Jeremy, that in terms of their business venture, because it is his business venture too. So if she attaches it to Jeremy, it will attach to Keisha unless she separates in that, whatever endeavor from him, and put some type of gag order out there. Like, I'm not going to talk about you and you don't talk about me, period. Stop profiting off of me through your son. Okay. Um, the thing to me is that she victimizes herself in almost all of her relationships. She puts a relationship that is not pedestal worthy on a pedestal. In her mind, she has an idea of what this isn't. Macbeth amazing, Vicky? Does that, if you think about the players and how this is playing out and how it's a story about ambition, I'm telling you, um, it gives me Macbeth vibes. Okay, but anyway, um, so um, she likes to play herself as a victim. She's always like, I had to endure. It was a travesty. He didn't have respect for our union. Um, we came to an agreement and she broke the agreement. It's always some sort of someone doing her wrong. I don't know that I could. You can't call yourself a bad bitch and constantly have people stepping on you. Like, at the end of the day, I don't didn't know if she understands that all of this victimization does not make you a bad bitch. It makes you a doormat. Okay. Okay. I can't wait to hear the karma. I can't wait to hear the karma. Um, the irony, um, that Ashley had a doctor the same name as Keisha, that's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. Nobody cares. Keisha is a very common name, and Anderson, another common name. And for me, unless I was in the emergency room, When I got to the doctor and they assigned me Dr. Keisha Anderson, I would have just been like, you know what? With all due respect, no. That's just me. Now, Ashley was okay with that. That's her business. But for me, um, I don't operate well in martyrdom. I don't accept pain as a lesson. I don't accept, well, this is what I get. Uh-uh. There's always another way. There's always an option. If you think hard long enough, there's always another option. And the option would have been, is there another, next time I book, or you know what? Oh, I'm gonna be meeting with Dr. Anderson. Oh, okay, interesting. Um, can I have Dr. Jones, please? Or is Dr. Schwartz available? Huh. Okay. Let's see. Keisha's dad. She is perfect according to Jeremy via Keisha via Jeremy Karma. Wait, she is perfect according to Jeremy. I'm gonna have to get to that part. Where is that, Tennessee Hennessy? Jazzy Jess, she does say she has a theater. Yeah, theater. Um, yes. Yes, that's what she says. I believe it, but I don't know. Who I don't care. I think at this point, if she hadn't graduated from Spelman, someone would have exposed that a long time ago. So I'm just gonna assume that that is accurate. But she operates in victim mode. She has an idea of her relationship, that her relationship was basically perfect before she allowed Jeremy to. I mean, one thing I want to say is she needs to think about what is in herself, what is in you that allowed you to fall for the ultimate okey doke and allow your man, when he should have been concentrating and focusing. If your relationship was how you say it was, which I don't believe that that is the truth. Guys, go ahead and get these likes up. If you're here, you have not yet hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the like button for me if you would. Um, if your relationship is how you say it was, what I want to know is, when you were unable to perform or had a desire to perform, what made him ask you? What made you offer? What made you allow? What made you discuss? What made you live in? What made you accept all of what came with the fact that this man was cutting out on you in a very bad time in your pregnancy? And when he could have been home rubbing your belly or handling you, he was out having a relationship with another woman. He wasn't out just having sex. He was out having a relationship with another woman. He was smoking till the sun comes up. Um, or how did Prince say, "We were rapping till the sun came up, telling you just how fine you looked." Okay. Okay. Girl, I love some Prince lyrics, okay? Um, That's not what you do with a hit it and quit it. That's not what you do with, "I'm just satisfying some needs." These two were hot for each other. These two had some muy caliente going on. These two were having a relationship. When your friend tried to tell you that your man was out with another woman, yeah, you didn't overreact about it because you already knew. You knew what was going on. You probably set up the bridal shower because you had part of the planning. And don't think, oh, Keisha from Camel Toe Road did not know that Ashley lived or had some. I don't think it's a coincidence that they ended up at the bachelorette party, Airbnb or whatever it was, by mistake. I think that Keisha saw an opportunity to be nosy and be up in the same building coincidentally, as Ashley, and probably heard, and it just played out exactly how she wanted it to. And at the end of the day, the reason why she didn't freak out when Brittany saw Jeremy with Ashley is because Keisha already knew. And the reason why Brittany didn't get it at first was because she didn't know that Keisha had opened the door for Jeremy to basically do whatever he wanted to do. And now Keisha wants to turn back the wheel, that in a very fresh relationship, um, not even 6 months in, you agreed to an open relationship with your man, and you are talking about a pregnancy that you had, and these children are almost 3 years old, but that he continued so that he has a 1 year old. And then also up until maybe this time last year or even after that, he was still sleeping with Ashley. These two had a full on relationship for a period of time that transcended for you through two pregnancies. There's a time in chapter 1 when you're listening to it, you don't know whether she's talking about pregnancy, and I'm talking about birth pregnancy number 1 between birth pregnancy number 2. I'm not talking about these miscarriages. And then, by the way, somehow, some way, before even a child has a sex, she has decided that the miscarriage she had was a boy. So anything to one up Ashley, anything to diminish. At the end of the day, God bless the child that you lost, but at the end of the day, there's one son, and his name is August. Okay. Um, yeah, I wrote down Keisha cooked up a way to have his first son. How do you know you had a boy? They're not going to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you actually had to lay down and give birth to a stillborn, which you did not have to do, you were so early. How did you even know the girl? Stop it. Stop trying to pimp your pain. Okay. Girl, you pimping. Okay. When she says she is leaving, but okay. So she talks about leaving Jeremy at one time, and she was leaving. She texts him to tell him that she's going. And somehow he gets back to the house before she was probably slow dragging like girls. And these are babies then, right? Um, she says he comes home, he wants to talk to her about something. She wanted to seem unbothered, so she picked up a brush. A brush? Girl, you got a whole weave or a wig or probably had some braids. What black woman wants to seem so unbothered that they go to the bathroom and you start brushing your hair? Whose hair is not fixed? Who is brushing? I mean, were you like, did you have 22 inches of Brazilian? Like, were you giving all kinds of Farrah Fawcett? Like, you picked up a brush? Such a random detail, but I was like, when she says she was leaving, but texts him, he comes back, and to look unbothered, she picks up a brush. I was like, "Are you kidding? This is so stupid." Hold on. Stop it, Keisha. Stop. Stop. Let me move my Love Lies and Lace Fronts glass from last night so I can have access because girl, I should have gave you about 5 more slaps since now. Okay. Jeremy returned to share some good news. I don't even know what the good news was. She never really said. I think he said he was talking to some important people. Okay. Um, so she said she was leaving. He acquiesced. He came home. Basically, I guess some of the okay, so the important people he was talking to, I think, were her parents. Okay. And on top of the fact that he cheated on her, I don't know at that time that I guess so at that time she's no longer pregnant. She's had the baby. He gets down and he proposes to her, of which there's supposed to be some video around. Keisha, where's the video? Okay. This is what she says. This is where she goes into the pick me. She's a pick me girl. Or is it choose me? She's one of those. She's desperado. She's childish and has been watching too many movies. Absolutely. Um, she She said he proposed and she turned him down. I don't believe that. Jeremy does not seem like he is of the proposed, got on one knee and proposed. I don't believe it. Now, if he proposed, ladies, I'm just telling you, don't be stupid and don't think your shit don't stink. If you love a man and he's giving you a hard time and he proposes marriage to you, understand that if you turn him down, he's not coming back, and it's not going to be good if he does. Look at Olivia. Gerard proposed to her 3 times. One time was just a no. The second time, remember, she left and took her ass to Florida the first time. They were supposed to get married. They went and got their marriage license. They never got married. She packed up. She left him and went to move to Florida the first time. Okay. He follows her. They end up getting married. So this will be the third time, right? They get married. 2 months into the marriage, she goes on momcation and screws 2 guys. She screws Denzel, okay, and she screws Maurice, all right? Gerard had to ask this woman, if my brother told me, or if I had a son and he is running around with his nose wide open behind a woman that he has to ask 3 times to marry him, he's going to therapy with me and us. And we're going to find out why his self-esteem is so low. Now, we know Gerard is in therapy, and I'm certainly not bashing him. At the end of the day, this man was in love with her, and I think he thought that things would be better and things would turn out different. And I think, he loved her and they spent a long time together. But the marriage is what finally broke things apart because that's what a wife does and a girlfriend does. I think their play as boyfriend and girlfriend was different as when she decided to flagrantly foul and go ahead and cheat in the marriage. Okay. Olivia Pope, type something, hun. I didn't even make the connection. Um, but I got you. Um, so you see what I'm saying? Like, I think he had all of the best intentions for his marriage with Olivia, but Olivia did not. And if a man asks you to marry him on more than one occasion, girl, it's going to be trouble because it's not good. And if you're saying no, it's no for a reason. If you know that you know that you know that you like someone, you enjoy them, but maybe you don't want to be married to them, marriage isn't going to make it better. It's going to make it worse because at the end of the day, marriage does not heal relationships. It makes good relationships better and bad relationships work. You actually become family with someone. And if you low key disdain or don't like someone, having someone actually be your family, like you are not just you made kids, like this is your family. This is someone you treat like a brother or a sister or your mother or your father, but not. You know what I'm saying? If you are married, you know what I'm talking about because it's really something very different. You are giving the same unconditional love that like if your brother stole your credit card or your sister called you a bitch and it's just kind of like, girl, bye. Go sit down somewhere. Meanwhile, if the chick down the street did it, you'd be flying on her and bashing her head into the wall, right? Or you'd be calling the police, okay? Um, Marriage is very different. It's very different. It is if it's gonna work, it's unconditional love. If you don't have unconditional love for your spouse, your marriage is in trouble, okay? And this woman doesn't have unconditional her love and her her like or her relationships with people are very transactional. And this woman is duplicitous and she is a victim. She pimps her pain and she knows exactly how to monetize herself to make coin off of her most embarrassing moments. Most of us would just be embarrassed and not even talk about it. But in full disclosure, if you decide to, you want to be transparent, this woman wears, like, I got this on, like, I've been done. My man cheated on me. He did. Like, she needs a storyline. This is a woman who can't operate in the now. She's either in the past or the future. That's a problem. And that's why I question the fact is if she is really in therapy, because I don't even know Keisha, but she seems to be living either in the past or the future, which means she's not here in the now. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not in the now, you are not living your life to the fullest. You are plotting, you are planning, you are reminiscing, you are commiserating. You are not in the now. That's what chapter 1 told me. Girl, you are too much in your head, which is sad. because your 20s is going to be over. Like basically your 20s are over. You are 20 with damn 3 kids, okay? When I was in my 20s, I was party over here, flight over there, let's go over here. We doing this, we doing that, all of that. Now, did I have half a million subscribers? Am I making the money? There's trade-offs, right? This is a very ambitious, driven woman, but she has created herself. She wanted a family, so she made herself a family. Rather than letting Jeremy be the leader and potentially a husband and the captain of her heart, she is captaining this ship. And no man is going to, after you've turned him down and you punk him on a regular, he's not signing up for a marriage with you. And that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. Since she said when she went to go meet her friend who is from 90 Day Fiance that she likes to get advice from married people. And I will be married 8 years in March, and I've been with the same man for 12 years. Okay. Period. All right. Um, I wrote down Saint Keisha. Okay. She's a martyr. She's a martyr. I was raised Catholic, guys. Any of you who have grown up in the Catholic Church, any of you from Louisiana, any of you Catholics out here, um, do you know what you have to do to become a saint in the church? They probably gouged your eyes out. They threw you in a prison. You died for the Lord. You lived a life of charity or pain and suffering in the name of God. Okay. Keisha operates out here like she wants Saint Keisha Kaylee. Saint Kaylee. I don't care how long anyone has been married. There are married, miserable people. Absolutely. I'm talking about good marriages. So when I'm talking about marriage, I'm talking about good marriages. We don't need to talk about bad marriages because that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Keisha and her fictitious union with her man that she holds up like a real marriage. And I'm talking about a real operating functional marriage, not a phony baloney we're just doing this to get a tax write-off and just make things like we're just miserable up in here. That's not what I'm talking about. We know there's good and bad everything, right? But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about a marriage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what you would want if you got married. Like if you need to get married to continue the bullshit, don't bother. It's a waste of your time and it's a big waste of money. And at a certain point, ladies, if you have assets, if you have a home, if you have cars, if you have a 401k, you might have someone who is just smart enough to take half of your shit. Okay. Period. You might. Now, if your man has more than you, then you might not have to worry about it. And you might be able to get half of his or walk away with everything you had and everything he had. However, um, if you find yourself in a situation with someone and like Keisha, where she has what looks like the bulk of the assets, um, girl, she's just basically going to be giving her assets away. This is all directed for Keisha. She would only marry a struggle love. Yeah, because she's struggle. She's struggle. She can't marry a whole, healthy, fully functional, operating a alpha male because she is too bossy. She's extremely manipulative. She is vengeful. If you leave something out on the kitchen counter, she's probably going to remind you for 20 years. She also is in the vein of manipulative. She set up a situation. She co-signed a situation for Jeremy to have sexual gratification, and she reminds him of it every single day. And the fact that he is not sick of it and hasn't walked away makes me wonder about him and why. It's weird. It's very weird to me. When she says she is leaving, okay, so Jeremy returns to share some good news. He acquiesced, he proposed, and she turned him down. He chose me, and I just wrote pick me, pick me, pick me. Um, but she said she realized that she was just a baby mom. Yes, you are. Yes. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Stop talking about it though. Stop talking about not like, I mean, stop putting it as a negative when that's exactly what it is. She classified it as a beautiful nightmare. my observation is that she's just extremely egocentric. I mean, this first chapter just was very kind of disturbing. She claims her father called to see if she had some exciting news to share. So your daughter just got cheated on, according to her, or your daughter didn't get her end of the bargain with this liaison that she co-signed, right? So maybe not cheated on, but at the end of the day, your daughter has let you know that her man had a baby inside of the time that he was just supposed to be handling some business and coming home. And your father is calling to see if you have exciting news. Your father probably wanted to know, are you the young lady that he raised and told Jeremy to pack his shit and go and move on with your life? That's what my dad would have been waiting for. Like, I told him I mean, my father would have said, you can do whatever you want to do, but yeah, I know my daughter. So your parents thought it was a good idea for you to marry this situation, knowing how fragile and how fragile and weak you are as a woman and how unready you were for marriage from people who I don't even know if your parents have ever even been married to this day. So you're asking people of a certain age who do not have any experience in this type of lifestyle, because being a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a long term, it's still different. I'm sorry. You may be operating within the confines of a marriage, but you're still giving wife benefits to not your husband, because fallout with the family and homie ends up in the hospital and you don't have papers, you will be asked to leave that hospital so fast by his grimy sister or his mama, anybody. And that's, I'm talking about anyone. If you are on the outs with the family, the sisters, the mama, if something happens to your man and you don't have papers, they're going to be asking you to leave, especially if you want to come up there and cause a ruckus or it's life threatening and you are making life determining decisions. They're not going to leave that up to you. You are not the spouse. So Keisha, girl, you better think about that. Um, I thought of She says she thought of marriage the thought of marriage to her was bringing thoughts of pain and disappointment. That's why you're not married. That's why you're not married. You don't need to be. Marriage should be like, in your mind, if you are ready to be married, you should be thinking of the future, all of the possibilities, growing old with this person, being there, being there to the end, holding hands and doing this damn thing and doing it in a positive way. I know a lot of you, maybe some of you have had bad relationships, bad ideas of what marriage is like. Marriage is not perfect for everyone, but there are a lot of people who are very happy in marriage. And at the end of the day, being happy in marriage means that you hit a bump in the road and you know how to handle it. You don't make big things out of little things, and you don't make little things out of big things. You handle it. You talk to each other. You love each other. You love each other unconditionally. That doesn't mean fuck me over and it's okay. That's not what unconditional love means. Think about unconditional love that you give to people that you unconditionally love. You do the same thing. But when someone loves you to that point, they're not going to hurt you, period. And if you don't have that type of relationship or trust, I'm sorry for you, but there are people out here who do. Okay. It is possible and it is real. It would not This is not a situation that would last the test of time if people really weren't doing it and doing it like that. So it's possible. It's possible. That's what I want you to know. Don't buy into this bullshit. I mean, a lot of people have bad experiences, but we also have to understand that a lot of people marry the wrong person. They marry for the wrong reasons. And the reason why the marriage is falling apart is because you didn't need to do it anyway. Okay. So it's not marriage. Don't blame marriage for having a bad marriage. Blame yourself because you either married the wrong person or the wrong person married you. Okay. The two wrong people married each other. Okay. You guys knew you were on some fugazi to begin with, Olivia. Okay. Um, so she says that marriage to her. So let me tell you this. So she says that she declined the marriage. She goes into part two, which is she starts talking about some sort of she starts talking about the day of reckoning, right? Um, and just some lies. She says it ended. She said the day of reckoning ended her engagement. But didn't you just say in chapter 1 that you did not accept the engagement? So which one is it? Keisha strikes me as the type of woman that her yeses mean no and her nos mean yes. She's a very dangerous woman, and that's what I meant by her being duplicitous. She double talks, and what she says is not what she means. Okay. How did you turn down his engagement, but then you said the day of reckoning ended your engagement? Were you engaged or not? Were you going to be married or not? Which one was it? Were you lying about being engaged, or are you lying about not being engaged? Like, what is it? Um, and taking your man through all of this is crazy. And if he's really on board for this, he's just as messy as you and he's just along for the ride. And you are going to be splitting your assets one day. Mark my words. Um so did she actually accept or did she actually decline? She goes into the troll narrative. And I believe it's a backhanded reference towards Paris potentially. Um I don't know if what you guys say in the comments or not, but I believe it was like a backhanded way of talking a little bit about the Paris situation, but I'm only maybe halfway through chapter 2. But I'm telling you, I will link the channel. Maybe some of you have already seen this video. It's very good. She does her commentary in between, but it's not so much that it takes you off track from focusing on the actual book. Very good. She did an excellent job. So I definitely will post it. And her name is the blackout tea. Okay. And I will post the video in the first comment and pin it, right? If you have not read it, but she does commentary along the way. So it's not just a flat out reading. Um, so because that may have been problematic, but she did a great job. Anyway, she talks about a stalker experience. Let me just freestyle on this. So Keisha claims that she met someone one day. I think this was low key lesbian kind of interlude. And why do I say this? So she says that there's some woman, I clearly she was charmed by this lady. This lady complimented her on her perfume and on her physique. Some lady comes up to me and tells me I smell good and she thinks my body looks nice. I'm going to be looking at you sideways and all that. Like, can I help you? Um I wrote, look, she was charmed by her compliments. She referenced her perfume and her figure, low key flirting. I think Keisha had a little, oh, okay. Okay, girl. Nice to meet you. Okay, yes, girl, it's such and such. You should get some. And oh, okay, you should find my personal if somebody's weird, why are you drawing maps to get them to you? Why are you telling someone about your favorite cologne? Why are you sending them to where you buy your stuff? Why are you sending them trying to introduce them to your personal trainer? Why are you even just be a bitch? You don't know how to turn down? If you can turn up, you can turn down. If somebody is weird, if there's some guy who's coming towards you and you're just kind of like, you know how to turn down. Why is it that it was okay, especially when you are sexually fluid, ma'am, where you had, and she loves to talk about she's only had sex with 2 men, but you've had sex with women. You said that your body never responded to a woman like you responded to a man, but stop telling that lie because to gay people, that is sex. They are having sexual encounters with the people that they choose to, and at the end of the day, I guess her saying she's only had sex with 2 men, I guess, is the way. I guess if you're heterosexual, that's kind of what I heard, but what she's not saying is you've had sex with other people, And that's why you were open to this woman complimenting you because of the lifestyle that you lived before. Maybe some kind of way, low key, she found this woman attractive, if this is actually a true story. Why is it that you fell for the okey doke from some random chick complimenting your cologne, your perfume, and your body? I wish I would. That's weird. That just tells me that you still got lesbian tendencies, hon. You really were intrigued by this woman and you two were low key flirting. I don't know if this woman was your neighbor or not. She says the concierge mentioned that your neighbor really likes you and Jeremy, and that was the first clue that this was something that was going on. The first clue that something was going on was the fact that you had a woman over complimenting you about your scent and your body. Lady, and I'm not trying to be mean and I'm certainly not trying to body shame. At the end of the day, you are 90 something pounds and you think that a whole grown woman is complimenting you on the body of a seventh grader? Like you're a very small and petite woman. What makes you think that somebody is complimenting you? Maybe they were clowning you, like what we found out that she was clowning you, that according to you, she was setting you up and you fell for the okey doke on some old, you smell good and you got a nice body. Okay. Okay. I don't believe that. I don't believe the story happened, or you need to admit that you were smitten, that this lady maybe was your type. I mean, Keisha, we saw you in Tulum with your hands on your friends' butts. You guys love to show your breasts off to each other. You guys are very 2021 sexually open and all of the things. And it's very interesting that you made a full disclosure that you were basically flim-flammed by a woman because she complimented you. See, that's the kind of stuff that usually happens to a woman by a man. But because you are telling on yourself again, um, you are dealing with Jeremy because there's certain things that you want and there's certain optics that I think that you want in a relationship. The relationship with you and Jeremy is never going to work out because whether you are low key living hetero but really are a lesbian, I don't know. Maybe you'll tell us in your next book. I don't know. But I find it very interesting that you had a good dose of single black female or whatever it was. Um, because someone basically charmed the pants off of you all by saying that you smelled good and that they want to work out with the same trainer. Like that is some old donkeyness. Okay, that's redonkulous. Absolutely. She said the message lady gave her was similar compliments recently. I think you are looking for a lesbian romance and you just need to um live in your truth, okay? You talk about other people living in their truth. You need to live in your truth. I think it's absolutely unbelievable some of the things that you tell because you are not telling the whole thing. And there's something that you left out and that you were actually intrigued by this woman. And if this is true, you enjoyed this. Also, where we did not get to in the book yet, but I heard about this part, is that this woman attacked you. Why not call the police? So I don't know if the police were called or not. We hadn't got to that part yet. I have to go back and listen to more. So maybe we'll do part 2 of this later, or I'll do part 2 of my impressions in a video. One way or the other, when I finish this up, because I will be listening to this today as I am working and I will be taking my notes and I will give you my final impressions. So if you guys want to do it like this, that's fine. Or I might record it and we'll just do it in a premiere and we can all talk in the comments. Um, you can't believe anything that she says. I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna say I can't believe anything. I am open to hear. So I haven't made my decision. Like I haven't decided that Keisha Kaylee is just a liar. Where I'm coming from is as observing her channel for a year now, who is not obsessed. I give her credit where credit is due, but at the end of the day, I always feel like there is this lady does everything for a reason. Okay. She doesn't do anything not with thinking of the outcome. She is a plotter and she is a planner. And I think that so it's not that I don't believe her, When she said she didn't wear deodorant the other day, she hadn't worn it because she doesn't. I was like, girl, you truly think your shit don't stink? Elizabeth Hill, girl. Um, this woman she's duplicitous. I'm listening. I haven't made my mind up that this woman is a pathological liar. I know some of you really do feel like there is, and there's some credence to that, and I get it. But I want to stay impartial, so I'm not giving her that. I think there is some truth in here, but the truth has a goal or objective. She she is This is all, and the lady said it too. Why do I keep forgetting the name of her channel? The Blackout Tea. She said, "Girl, are you writing a script?" I mean, interesting. So, guys, I will comment this down in the comments. Thank you. Guys, we had 460, I think 466 at the top. We have 177 likes. Can 100 of you who have not hit the like button yet, if this went deep enough for you, if you enjoy this type of chat, get me to 300 likes on this. And that way we can come back and do this again live. If the energy's not there, then the energy's not there. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoyed this, go ahead, hit the like button. Let me know. We will come back if you want to. When we wrap this up, we'll just send down the phone line. We're gonna have to get up here early, because if it's on a weekday, I have to start working by a certain time. But if it's in the evening, then we have more time to play with. Um, Yes, it was very single white female, that movie, single black female, whatever you wanna call it, but that movie with, Fonda, whatever, Bridget Fonda and someone else, where the lady was a low-key stalker. It was very reminiscent and was giving me those vibes. She looks like she's a little tart, okay? Um Let's see, journal entries. She is a fan of J.K. Rowling. And if she's a fan of J.K. Rowling, I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. Um, J.K. Rowling, for many years, used to write down on little pieces of paper and just whatever and stuff it into shoeboxes, what eventually became the epic tale of Harry Potter. She would just write things down, write things down, write things down. And when I think either she lost her job or she quit her job, she took all of those boxes and started assembling what became the Harry Potter. She is a huge fan of J.K. Rowling. She also loves her counterparts and thinks they do so much better than us. One thing I'm going to need for Keisha in 2022, stop holding us up to a different standard. At the end of the day, we are who we are, and women are women. And in 2022, I don't really want to hear a black woman holding me up to a standard that I will never be, which is a white woman. And at the end of the day, I am a woman, and I'm sure the white women appreciate being held to just a standard of a woman. At the end of the day, we are different. We have cultural differences, we have individual differences. But at the end of the day, the way she draws that line between, like, well, the white people do it like this, girl, you need to stop that. You are so corny and so whack with that. Ain't nobody here for that shit. Okay. Hold on. Girl, the video's right here. I will, you can't see it because it's washing out. Anyway, I will pin it down below so you guys can have that and click on it. The counterparts. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? We set a standard, period. It's not a black standard, it's not a white standard. Stop referring like her with this counterpart shit. She is so damn corny with that shit. Period. I don't even want to talk about it. She's just done with that. I don't like that. I think that if you want to be successful in this life, you better be ready to walk into every single room and you better be prepared. Period. I don't care what nationality, what race you are from. You need to be ready to walk up into every room and you better be able to talk to everybody. Okay? And the fact that she's saying the counterparts do this and the counterparts do that, Girl, what do you mean? Stop low key putting us black women, your main customers, down. Just because you feel pulled down because everyone's not rah rah pedestaling you, maybe you don't deserve rah rah pedestal. Do some rah rah pedestal ish, and maybe we'll give you some rah rah pedestal credit. But until we see you stop falling for the okey doke and saying silly stuff as what you say as a grown woman, yeah, girl, bye. No bueno. Okay. Guys, we're gonna go out on this soap opera outro. Guys, hit the like button on your way out. We're at 218. And I definitely we'll get to 300 likes. So we'll come back and we'll do this live again. Tomorrow morning is members and mods, though. So any of you interested in membership, go ahead and do so. If I can carve out some time tonight and I finish this, I will come back for another live this evening. Tomorrow is members and mods. We should have done it this morning, but we didn't. We did back to back members and mods yesterday. We will have members and mods tomorrow morning. If I can finish this up, um, y'all, with blackout tea. If I can finish this up, which I will, it's only like an hour and a half left. I will come back later and we will do this again maybe around 6 or 7 o'clock because dinner's really almost ready. I just need to saute some more spinach. Guys, if you did not watch my vlog, you can see what we actually made for dinner. We actually got out the car and we went shopping a little bit, and you can see me and Farrah got twinsy braids. Who is Farrah? My daughter. Um, anyway, Keisha swears she is white. Girl, wake up. You're not. So she is self-hating and a clown, absolutely. When she said she looks like Janae Aiko, girl, take your medicine. If you are on medication for delusion, can you please take that? Um, when her mother said that she looked like her and she laughed in her mother's face, that broke my heart. As a mother, guys, if you have a daughter and your daughter basically kind of imitation of life to you, do you guys know that movie, Imitation of Life? The black housekeeper who is doing the best for her daughter by working for a upper middle class white family, and apparently she'd had a baby with a white man. She had a very mulatto daughter, and the daughter was raised in the home with the a white counterpart, so they kind of grew up together, besties. And at a certain point in her life, the daughter of the housekeeper was able to kind of slick go through life as a white woman, and it came time for her to acknowledge who she really was, and that her mother was black and her mother worked for the family. She wasn't like a cousin, or maybe she was a best friend, and she was treated like family, but at the end of the day, she was a black woman hiding in the midst of passing, okay? And Keisha, girl, you are not Rashida Jones. Rashida Jones is on The Office. She looks like a white woman. That's Quincy Jones's daughter. You are not what's her name? Minnie Riperton's daughter from Saturday Night Live. Um I forget her name. Look up Minnie Riperton, love loving you. Her daughter, Maya Rudolph, okay? Maya Rudolph is the daughter of Minnie Riperton, and many people don't realize that she is the daughter of a black woman, a very famous black woman with a iconic voice and song. Um, you are not either of those. You are not someone who is famously passing, and not even famously passing to pass, but famously passing as in white people don't necessarily recognize the blackness. Mariah Carey too. Okay, there's many um out here, and not necessarily trying to pass. They just pass because they don't see, right? They're not seeing everything, right? Um, Keisha, that is not you. Okay, dear. It's not you. And you might need to make an appointment with Dr. Amira and get some self-love and get some good herbs and some oils and some goddess direction on how to embrace the black woman in you so that you can stop pimping your pain and living in this suffering because you are not Catholic and you won't be a saint. That's why you don't know what Advent is, honey. That's why you didn't know what an Advent calendar is, because you're not Catholic. Okay. If you want to be a saint, you might want to start practicing Catholic. But girl, I don't know if they're putting anyone in saintdom anymore. Maybe they still are, but I don't know. You got to go through some ish, okay? And it has to be witnessed. And the witnessing that we're doing right now on you is not going to give you that honey. Honey, baby. Once they say once a Catholic, always a Catholic, but as a Christian, honey, baby, let me tell you, no. I'm not on that board, but what I'm gonna tell you is this: stop. Just stop it. Stop now. Okay, Camel Toe Road. Yes, Kiki, get off Camel Toe Road. That's gonna be a start. But girl, stop pimping your pain, and let's move on. Guys, I'm gonna watch the rest of this. I'll come back later on this evening. We're at 228 likes. We have 424 in the chat right now. But I'm confident like in the next hour we'll be at 300. So I will be back. Thank you guys for coming through. We are at an hour and a half. So let me go ahead and go. And we're going to have our soap opera outro. Keisha, girl, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Some say a money grab. One last thing. Did you guys hear her say there were about 200 and then there were thousands? I would like to know. I'm going to put up a poll. I want to know paid how many paid downloads you think there were for this book, and will she ever share an accurate number? And maybe she doesn't want us in her pocket, and I get that. I wouldn't want y'all in my pocket either, but we're just being our nosy selves, right? Because she says we're nosy. But that was Olivia who says we're first, y'all nosy. Okay, we're nosy. Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're nosy. Okay. How many paid downloads? Do you think it was under 100? Was it under 1,000? Is it She said thousands. We're not going to even say 10,000. I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to put up a poll. We'll put up some numbers. And since you guys say a money grab, let's try and figure out how much did Keisha make off this. Okay. All right. I know that there's some she didn't make because, girl, she missed a couple downloads there. But anyway, we're not going to focus on that. Okay. Guys, have a great day. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Okay.